Welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. In 27 days, Nigerians will go to the polls to elect the people that will run the affairs of the country for the next 4 years. The opposition All Progressive Congress, APC, is pushing to upstage the ruling People's Democratic Party, the PDP. Joining us now from Abuja to assess the campaign so far is the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Mr. Lai Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you very much.
So let me start by asking you, people in your party, they appear to be optimistic that this election will go your way. Some are even celebrating. What is responsible for this confidence?
I'm not aware of the celebration, but I agree with you that our people are very optimistic and very confident. But this enchantment and dissatisfaction with this present government. The fact that the government has failed the people in the very strategic areas of security, provision of employment, and the lack of will to fight corruption. I think that's one of the major reasons why Nigerians are actually yearning for a change. Another reason why I think our party is so optimistic and confident of winning the election is the fact that we've been able to actually show Nigerians, contrary to the rumors being peddled before, that we actually believe in internal democracy in our party. I believe that the very transparent and orderly primaries of our party in December last year went a long way to convince Nigerians about the readiness of our party to run this country. Again, I think we disappointed many pundits who thought we were going to have a Muslim ticket. And we'd always, assure Nigerians that we were quite responsive to the sensibilities of Nigerians and that we were not oblivious of the multicultural values of our country. I think it's not just the how that we arrived at our candidate, but the who that emerged as the candidate of our party that has actually excited Nigerians. Because, you see, there's a season for every prophet. And given the challenges Nigeria is facing today, nobody is better suited to address these challenges than the candidates of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari.
Now,
what are the major... Yeah.
I wanted to say, let's discuss Buhari, the candidate for your party, because you just mentioned the transparency that led to his emergence as the candidate. But a lot of people, even people who are not PDP members, honest Nigerians, are also questioning whether you've continued with that transparency in certain areas of Buhari's record. So, for instance, one of the commonest questions we've been getting from our viewers is the certificate issue. Why is it difficult for General Buhari to come out and say, this is my school certificate, or this is an equivalent of that certificate, and make the case the rest matter and nobody talks about that? What is hard in that?
No, I want to assure you that in a very short while, this needless controversy about the certificate issue will be brought to a definite end. Because I think Nigerians, and I think it's the PDP that are trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. Let me tell you the facts of the so-called controversy, which ought not to be a controversy at all. General Buhari contested elections in 2003, in 2007, and in 2011. On each of these separate occasions, he dealt with the issue of certificate by sending an affidavit and asking INEC to contact the military authorities. And on each of these occasions, the military authorities have obliged INEC with the certificate and record of service of the Muhammadu Buhari. Because you see, what the issue goes just beyond certificate. It actually ought to do also about the record of service. Now, and so when in 2014, he had to contest again, he saw no reason to depart from the path that he used, that he followed in 2003, 2007, and 2011. And it's instructive that up to date, INEC has never said he had any problem with this particular approach. And the military has come out to say we're in possession of copies of the credentials of the Muhammadu Buhari. And why did he have to resort to affidavit? It's because when he was in pension between 1985 and 1988, his house was burgled, all its records, all its certificates and documents were removed. And when he came back from prison or detention 3.5 years later, he did the normal thing, which was to swear to an affidavit of loss. Now, we believe that there should be a limit to politics. It's just disgusting for anybody to think that a man can rise to be a general in the Nigerian army without knowing how to read and write. Because for the abundance of doubt, what our Constitution requires from anybody who wants to run for office is not even a secondary school certificate, but rather a fourth school leaving certificate. And in this case, is it not incredible for anybody to even think that a man can rise to become a general in the Nigerian army 30 years ago and not have a primary school certificate? And even these critics, despite the fact that various colleges and institutions, both locally and abroad, have testified to the fact that he attended these prestigious institutions, have still stuck to their position that General Buhari does not possess the basic requirement for contesting election. And we believe that, you see, those who have held on to this view and thinking they are disparaging General Buhari actually doing more of a great disservice to the military institution in Nigeria and to Nigeria as a country. Because soon after this controversy, one should not be surprised if a Nigerian general is posted or assigned to international duty. And then somebody says, oh, but this is a Nigerian, we do not trust that he even has the school certificate.
So let's because we have other topics to get to. Let me say, if I'm hearing you right, you are saying that within the next few maybe days or weeks, that he's going to present a certificate so that matter will end. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying that within the next few days, this matter will be brought to a conclusive end.
Okay, good. So we can go to other things. One other issue when it comes to Buhari, even from people who are supporting him, is the concern about his health. There are a lot of rumors out there, and I want you to address this matter. Is Buhari healthy enough to govern Nigeria?
Buhari is hale and hearty, is as fit as a needle, and I have no doubt in my mind that he is fit, healthy, he is alert, and is of a sound mind to govern this country. And I'm not saying this, I'm not a doctor, But I'm saying this from my personal daily interaction with him, and because of his specific experience, which the whole of the country must have observed. Sometimes in November, our party decided to go on what we call a solidarity, we actually call it a salvation rally. At that salvation rally, after addressing people, decided to take a walk from the Eagle Square to the junction of the Nikon, people call it Transcorp Hotel, and we all walked back in the scorching sun back again to the police headquarters, and from there again we walked, all of us again, back to the Eagle Square. I'm much younger than General, but I know that at many points, at many times, several times, during that walk, I felt like giving up. But when I look at General and I look at all the people like Onu and I said, Mr. Mohammed, you cannot give up now. If you are going to crash, get home. The same evening, I had cause to go and see General, and he was already holding court. If anybody says General is not fit or is unhealthy, I think they are only being mischievous. There is no empirical, evidence. There's no medical evidence. And if anybody has any medical evidence to the contrary, they should please speak out.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I just came back from General today. Today, we started a very good, gruesome, campaign. I was in General. We flew from Abuja first to Makurdi. From Makurdi, and in Makurdi, we had about 4 or 5 hours of campaign. And then from Makurdi, we took the aircraft again to Kogi State, Alajana, cement factory, Abadana, the cement factory. Again, we had another ride of about 2 hours to town. And by the time we finished this campaign, the airport had closed, and we all traveled back by road again from Lokoja to Abuja, another 2.5 hours drive. And tomorrow morning we are going to review by going to Plateau and Nasarawa. And yet to say this one is not fit to run this country, that is not heavy enough. Mm-hmm. What other evidence do you have of this sand health?
Okay, let's go to the campaign itself and the policies. The president is running on his record what he achieved in the last 6 years. Buhari has been cast the way they tell the story. He's running on what record? Is it when he was head of state, or is he running on how he perceives the country moving forward? Can you clear that out? Can you clear it for our viewers? Is the campaign based on what he did when he was head of state, or is there a new vision for the country in the next 4 years?
Well, I think we keep comparing apples with oranges. General Buhari assumed the mantle of leadership of this country in 1983 against the background of breakdown of our values, electoral hate, corruption, indiscipline, and a failed economy. And within the 20 months he was in power, he was able, one, to restore discipline, restore glory for the average Nigerian and the country as a whole, ran a surplus budget, paid a substantial part of our debt, refused the easy way out of taking IMF loans or removing fuel subsidies or even devaluing our naira. And I think in retrospect, when I now look back to those 20 months as one of the glorious eras of Nigeria, Now, it's on record, too, that this is the only public official in Nigeria who's held virtually every office, from governor to minister of petroleum to head of state to chairman of the PTO, and yet nobody can cast aspersion on his integrity. He has no business outside Nigeria. He has no wealth. And you see, coming again as head of state, he dealt decisively with the Matatini riot. As General Officer commanding the 2nd Division in Jos, he taught the Chadians a lesson they will never forget when some gendarmes from Chad tried to intimidate our people.
Sorry, because we are running out of time. I want to get to some questions. Your opponents, they are saying that this is not going to be a military administration where he could force things to happen the way he did when he was head of state, that he will have to work with politicians in a democratic dispensation. How is he going to achieve that in this democratic dispensation, or the kind of things that you were talking about now?
Very simple. General Buhari got civilized in year 2003 when he tried to contest for president under the ANPP. And 3 times in the last 12 years, as he offered himself to the public, knowing fully well that the only way to be elected president of Nigeria according to our constitution is to seek the vote of the people. On each occasion, when he could not achieve his goal, he once again, each time, took advantage of the constitution by going to court. Now, is there any further proof that the man has subjected himself to the democratic principles than that? Because General Buhari knows fully well, and he's not coming in as a head of state, but as a president. And the president has a National Assembly to contend with, and that he's going to run under the Constitution. So I don't see why people can't forget that. They can't just make a difference between a minister of state and a democratically elected president. And it's not the first person in the world who was the minister of state and who has sought election. So, and we have no problem with him. We have been in his party, and we know that they respect the constitution of the party and because they respect the constitution of Nigeria.
Now let's go from there, Mr. Mohammed. A good example is the issue of corruption. General Buhari is saying that he's going to put corrupt people in jail. And the president on his part is saying that he's not going to fight corruption that way, that this is not a military dispensation. Now, I want you to address that difference, and also how is the general going to navigate this when he has around him some people who are either under investigation or people who had issues in the past with EFCC? How is he going to fight corruption when you have people like that?
Can you please name some of those people who are under investigation or who have accused EFCC?
Well, we know in the past that someone like the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, had a case to answer with EFCC. There are many people who are around all the parties, not just APC.
I want people, don't mislead people. I want people to be factual. Bola Tinubu was charged before the Code of Conduct Tribunal and was discharged and acquitted. Do you now hold it against a person who has been discharged and acquitted that is still corrupt? I mean, you see, at times I begin to wonder how far we want to go because we have fixated because we have, we have a prejudice. Yes, he was charged before the Court of Tribunal, which was a federal government institution, and he was found clean. What more do you want him to do? And yet, in the minds of people like you, he's still a corrupt person.
Okay. Now leave the specifics, because let me.
You're not asking me. No, I'm going to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Now he said President Jonathan said they are not going to go by, fight corruption by jailing people. The honest truth is that President Jonathan cannot fight corruption because his government is corrupt. Our laws today make provision to try to prosecute and convict people who are guilty of corruption. We're not going to pick anybody. One, as president, will not just pick you and throw you to jail. But one will make sure that if you infringe the law, you will be prosecuted. If you are found guilty, you will be convicted. We're not going to make new laws. We're going to rely on existing laws. But what is going to make a difference between us and them is that we have the political will, they don't have it.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed, we are really out of time, but before I let you go, let me ask you, is the general going to debate President Goodluck Jonathan before the election? Because a lot of Nigerians are asking for a debate. They want to see them.
Going to do what?
Is he going to debate? Is there going to be a debate between General Buhari and President Goodluck?
Of course, we are anxiously looking forward to that debate.
Okay.
But it depends on who's organizing the debate, what's going to be the texture of the debate and the framework. But we are preparing for the debate and we're looking forward to it.
Okay. I know in the past we've talked to General Buhari on our show. Are you going to make him available to us so that Nigerians will have the chance to talk to him, even if he's not going to debate the president, if the government is not going to organize a debate between the two of them?
I don't think that General Buhari, shied away from interviews or debate, but that would depend on his schedule. And you can see how difficult it was for you to get even small me to talk to you today. We were supposed to talk at 5:15 p.m. tomorrow, but I explained to you my predicament and how occupied I will be. So of course you would, if you make a proper proposal, or if you send it to me, of course I will let him know. I will let him know, and we'll look at how we can play around the time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. So thank you very much.
Thank you. That has been the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Mr. Lai Mohammed, joining us. And when we come back, we are going to still talk to the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Mr. Olisa Meto. So stay tuned.